Hi, my name is Ellis Brodowski, and I'm doing my educational giant on Horace Mann. So, to start us off, I'd like to discuss his background. So, on May 4th, 1796, he was born into poverty to the parents of Thomas Mann and Rebecca Stanley Mann in Franklin, Massachusetts. So, he had a very brief education by poor teachers and had no more than 6 weeks of schooling during any year from the age of 10 to when he turned 20. So, to make up for the lack of education he received, he educated himself in the Franklin Town Library, which helped him gain admission into Brown University into the sophomore class in 1816. So, during this time, he really gained an interest in politics, education, and social reform, and after 3 years, he graduated as valedictorian of his class. So, after his graduation in 1819, he decided to attend Litchfield Law and study and practice law there. And in 1827, he was elected a seat in the Massachusetts House of Representatives, where he served from 1827 to 1833. So, at the start of 1835, he served as the Senate of Massachusetts, and in the year of 1837, he was a part of the first Board of Education and was a secretary. So, because of his job, he really gained an interest in education, and that's where it all started. He started to travel to every school in the state to physically examine each school ground. He inaugurated the Massachusetts normal school system and began preparing a series of annual reports, which had a wide circulation and were considered as being the best expositions. So he founded the Common School Journal in 1836, where he targeted the problems of public school. He came up with 6 main principles of education and its problems. The first principle is that the public should no longer remain ignorant. The second is this education should be paid for, controlled, and maintained by the public. Number 3, this education should be provided in schools that embrace children of varying backgrounds. Number 4, this education must be non-sectarian. 5, this education must be taught using tenets of a free society. And 6, this education must be provided by well-trained professional teachers. So soon, this influence spread beyond Massachusetts, and as more states took up the idea of universal schooling. So he constantly worked hard to better equip schoolhouses, lengthen the school years, give the teachers a higher pay, and widen the curriculum. He brought all children of all classes together, hoping they could have a common learning experience. This would also give an opportunity to the less fortunate to advance in the social scale, and that education would equalize their conditions. Horace Mann believed that having schools would help those students who did not have appropriate discipline in the home. He also thought that building a person's character was just as important as reading, writing, and arithmetic. So he states that without undervaluing any other human agency, it may become the most effective and benignant of all forces of civilization. So, preceding his impact on America's school system, the function of education had been mangled and had not benefited the children as much as it should have. The children had been educated in mixed age groups and had been predominantly a function of family and church. 95% of the children in America who lived during the 17th and 18th centuries received an education taught by their parents or other family members, self-taught through extensive reading, or by learning in small multi-age church schools taught by pastors. Horace Mann truly impacted the school system for the better and made sure each child received a proper education. Through Horace Mann, children are able to come from every type of background and receive an education free from expense and from well-trained teachers. Learning what he has done for our school systems has motivated me to strengthen the quality of today's education, which probably seems like a very overreaching idea. Yet, I don't want all of his work to go to waste. So, he had spent many years researching different school systems, traveling the world to study what helped children the most to perfect this education system. So how would you feel if all of his hard work just seemed to fade away over time and no one cared to keep his work alive? Of course, it would probably be very difficult to make sure every school system kept Mann's standard, yet I have the ability to make sure that his teachings are kept alive in my classroom. So I hope that I inspired you to be able to keep your classroom to the standard of Horace Mann's, and I hope that I educated you on what Horace Mann has done. So thank you for tuning in.